think I'll be ready.
Oh.
I think it'll be just fine.
The Bengals seem to trust Jim Turner to fix their offensive line. Do you? What's up, Bengals fans? It's Mike coming back at you with another Hoot Daily. That was my dog. What's up, Bengals fam? It's Mike coming back at you with another Hoot Daily. Yesterday, I came with some analysis of the moves that have been made on defense, specifically the cornerback room and the defensive line. So today I wanted to take a look at the offensive line, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what some of these, what the Bengals ran out there last year. For the most part, it was hodgepodge. They were kind of mix and match on the offensive line, but I took the players that started the most games at each spot, and then took their PFF score, and then from 2020 averaged it out. And then I projected the starting offensive line as it stands right now for 2021, and did the same thing. So let's take a look at the 2020 offensive line. I know you guys would rather forget, so would I, but here it is. You had Jonah Williams on left tackle, Mike Jordan playing left guard, Trey Hopkins at center, Quentin Spain playing right guard. For the most, he actually started most games there, and then Bobby Hart at right tackle. So what are we looking at? I'm actually doing the pass blocking grade here because that's all I care about. Keep guys off of my quarterback. Joe Mixon is getting paid enough money that he should find a way to run the football behind me if he needs to. But keeping guys off of Joe Burrow is the key to winning in 2021. So these are the pass protection grades. PFF does a nice job of breaking them out for you. Jonah Williams, 75.8. That's a solid pass blocking grade for left tackle. He will only get better, by the way, as long as he stays healthy. Really happy with his work at left tackle. Mike Jordan was absolutely abysmal. 40.8. I mean, he's the guy that got Joe Burrow hurt. He's probably not going to see the field next year. And Trey Hopkins had a 64.3. That's basically league average for interior offensive linemen, about 65. So, we talk about just getting average players on the offensive line. Bobby Hart's a pretty average center. His ceiling is like not even the Pro Bowl, but his ceiling is a very solid, consistent starting center, which is, better than a lot of teams have, right? So, and then you look at Quentin Spain was playing right guard, and one thing you need to understand about Quentin Spain, he's a left guard. I know that Bengals fans or just NFL fans in general can't wrap their heads around this idea that if you can play left guard, you can play right guard, and vice versa. That's not how it goes. There are plenty of offensive linemen that can't do both, that can only do one. Quentin Spain seems to be one of them. He came in midway through the year to a bad offensive line with a even worse offensive line coach teaching terrible things and asking him to do things that he shouldn't be asked to do. That resulted in by far his career low blocking grade overall and pass blocking. 43.8 is not getting it done in the pass blocking arena. So, that's not great. They are bringing Quentin Spain back, and he's probably going to start. So we'll take a look at what that means here in a minute. But Bobby Hart, the guy that the much maligned Bobby Hart, he really wasn't the worst pass blocker on the team, obviously, but you can't have your right tackle being only the third best pass blocker on the team. 60.8, that's not terrible, but you want to see that better. You want to see that more consistent. Bobby Hart basically struggles with consistency. I mean, when you look at his tape, he'll look like a hyper athletic, smart right tackle sometimes, and other times you will just get olayed right to your quarterback, and that's not great, right? So that comes out, average all those scores out for the guys who played the most, who started the most games at each position, to an offensive line unit score of 57.1 per PFF for pass blocking, right? That's not good. That's below average. That's borderline terrible. So what the Bengals are doing in the offseason, it doesn't feel like a lot, but let me show you what it's going to look like next year from a pass blocking perspective, right? So you got you've got Jonah Williams still playing left tackle, right, with his 75.8. I expect that to be better, but I stuck that 75.8 in there because that's what he scored last year. You see that number next to Quinton Spain's name, that 70.6. That's the pass blocking grade for the last year that he played a full season at left guard. That was in 2018. He played a full season for the Tennessee Titans. He played a full season for the Tennessee Titans at left guard, and with consistency in the unit and playing the spot that he's supposed to play, he actually earned a 75.6 for 2018 on the pass blocking grade. I knocked 5 points off just because I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he's going to be able to put that score back up. However, if you go look at his PFF grades since he's come in the year, every year that he's had a full year of starting at the same spot, specifically at left guard, he has performed. He's been one of the better guards in the league. I think with a full off season, learning Frank Pollock's blocking scheme and getting the incredibly increased value at coaching from Jim Turner to Frank Pollock, you're going to see Quinton Spain more like he did 2 years ago than he did last year, right? So you're going to have to. I'm giving him a little bit of benefit of the doubt, but even if it's 5 points lower than that, even if he comes in and and has a pass blocking grade 10 points lower than what he did in 2018, he's still going to be 65.5. That's still average. It's still league average. Remember what we said about, Trey Hopkins. Let's get the league average, which there he is at center. 64.3 league average. Now, I slotted in Xavier Su'a-Filo here for 2 reasons. One, he makes the most sense right now for the way the roster's structured. And 2, I don't know who's going to be playing right guard. But the last time, Xavier Su'a-Filo last season in 2020 carded a 74.8 pass blocking grade. Xavier Su'a-Filo is much more athletic than Quinton Spain, and if either of them are capable of moving from left to right guard, it's Xavier Su'a-Filo. So, and again, let's say he gets 10 points less than that. That's still better than Trey Hopkins, right? So, and then the big addition, obviously, Riley Reiff coming in to replace Bobby Hart. He scored last season his worst pass blocking season of his career, 74.9, which would be the second best on this team, right? If he just lived up to his worst pass blocking performance in his career from last year, which I think it will at least do that. That averages out, guys, and this is not including, obviously, if they were to draft a guard or draft Penei Sewell and play him at guard or any other. This is, they could still, for example, sign 5-time Pro Bowler in Trey Turner. They could still. There's a lot more that can be done, but even if we go into 2021 as it stands right now, the Bengals are looking at a much, much better pass blocking unit at 72.1 versus last year fielding a unit that gave you a 57.1 pass blocking grade. So, look, I know it feels like the sky's falling. Oh my gosh, we got Joe Burrow hurt. We have to spend all of our money and sign all of our free agents at the free agent. Sorry, all our free agents along the offensive line. We can't spend money on defense. I don't know, guys. Pump the brakes a little bit. I'm actually more worried about the run scheme and getting these guys to run block better because none of these guys run block very well, and the Bengals need to be able to run the football. Hopefully, with a full off season and with to implement this offense and to have some solidarity across that line and veteran leaders, coming in like Riley Reiff, right, helping along, whoever ends up playing next to him at right guard. And you could really slot in rookies into that right guard spot because you've got Trey Hopkins and Riley Reiff, 2 really smart, really good veterans that would be able to help that rookie out along the way, right? So that's what I wanted to do for today. Tomorrow is going to be mock draft, but I'm going to do it a little bit different. Stay tuned to see how I do that mock draft. I'm going to be taking a look at last year's draft and seeing if maybe the Bengals, see if they did it right. Done it the same way. But as always, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm loving this. I hope you're loving it. We'll see you again next time for another Who Daily. Peace.